Hey guys, what's going on? And today we've got a bit of a different Football Manager video. We're actually going to be going over a formation I have made personally that is absolutely fantastic. I'm going to show you 3 seasons with different teams to show you the results, the stats, and then we're going to do a full formation breakdown, tactics, everything, player roles. I'm going to also include a save file in the description, so be sure to test this tactic out. Let me know how it works for you, because for me, it has been sensational. It's free at the back, highly attacking, expansive, exciting football, beautiful to see. As you can see here, the first save we done was with United. We won the league, 92 points to Liverpool's 89. I picked United because they're not a clear favourite to win. They are up there, but obviously Liverpool and Man City have probably got the more likely a chance of winning it. But as for, let's look at the results. This is what I want to show you guys. So the friendlies were an absolute thumping. We're talking like 6-0, 8-0, 10-0, 6-0, 4-1. 7-1, 6-0. Now, you'll notice in these friendlies, we'll go past the friendlies actually, because they don't really, and the teams, you know, weren't great apart from Bayern. But we get into the Premier League. We beat Tottenham 3-1. We beat Liverpool 4-2. Now, this formation, you are going to concede goals. Depending on the quality of your centre-backs. Obviously, Manchester United haven't got incredible centre-backs. Obviously got Varane, who's quite decent, but Maguire, Lindelof, Bailly, pretty average. If you'd done one and you had an absolute world-class pair of centre-backs, for example, if you had 3 world-class centre-backs, you'd eliminate these goals. Same with the midfielders. But here, you can see it's all about outscoring the opponent, and this formation is so attacking. It is honestly, it's incredible the amount of chances that we create, and it's really good to see. So we beat Chelsea 1-0. There is a clean sheet there. We do lose to Leicester, so as I said, I've not claimed this formation is flawless. You will concede goals, and it is like that, but this is a perfect formation if you've maybe not got world-class fullbacks, or maybe you just really like the idea of using 3 at the back to go at opponents and really get in their face. Well, obviously now we picked up quite a spell of clean sheets here: a 5-0, a 5-0, a 3-0, a 4-0, a 3-1. A 4-0, a 1-0, and as you can see here, a very good run of fixtures here. Again, I mean, 4-0 against Man City is not any easy job. As you can see there, it evens out the goal scorers quite well as well, which is always good to see. You do keep clean sheets, but it's not guaranteed to keep clean sheets. This is by no means a defending formation. This is more a formation which you use to try and outscore teams. So this is perfect if you've got great attacking players and maybe you've not got great fullbacks. Or like I said, just it's a really good formation to try and, you know, take you to that next step. We slipped up to Brighton here in a 2-2 draw. Ronaldo with 2. Beat Leicester in the EFL Cup there, which is always good to see. But every game here you can see, apart from the odd one here, we're typically scoring 3 or more goals a game, and that is very difficult to do in this league. Granted, Manchester United do have fantastic players going forward, but even in a team that hasn't got your Ronaldos, your Sanchos, you can still create chances, and I still believe you can get the goals that you're going to require to outscore teams. I mean, there's so many results here which you can see. I mean, we drew against West Ham here, 0-0, which I think is the only one in this save. Oh no, it isn't there, sorry. Tottenham there as well. But you very rarely don't score a goal. The chances always come. I'm going to go into a bit of the stats into this as well. As you can see here though, like a 4-2, a 4-1, a 3-0, a 5-1, a 3-0. So amongst these results, we are also keeping clean sheets here and there, which is very good. Again, Man City, we didn't, a great team in the game, we didn't really struggle against too much. And yeah, granted, I mean, we didn't actually win everything. I'm pretty sure we only won the Premier League this season, but for a first season in the Premier League with Manchester United to win it is absolutely incredible. I'd also like to add, when I test these, I don't make any signings. I literally use the players that they've got. So if you were to manage United, you could easily bring in a world-class centre-back and you could finish even better than what I did with this formation. It's honestly incredible. Like I said, against rivals, I mean, it's pretty decent. We did slip up here to Liverpool in a 2-3 loss or a 3-2 loss, but again, very close game, and it's all about developing your players and making them better at the end of the day. Unfortunately, Inter Milan, we lost the first leg, but we brought it back in the second. Quite a humiliating defeat there to Man City. Like I said, I'm going to say it again because I see a lot of misleading titles on YouTube about invincible formations. Every formation has a weakness. every formation does. Why do you think that Emery can counter Bayern in real life? Why do you think that sometimes Klopp can beat Pep, Pep can beat Klopp? It's all about countering each other. Everything has a counter. It's all about finding the formation that works for you and that you do well with. It's as simple as that. So, but overall, as you can see here, we finish out the season with quite a good run. Unfortunately, we do lose in the Champions League in the end. But realistically, it's an absolutely fantastic formation. It is, but a fantastic season. And this is the more impressive part I want to show you guys as well, which I want to get into, which is in the data hub. If we have a look at the attacking stats here, so as you can see here, this is what I really like to look into. So goals per game, we're averaging 3.32, which is 1.87 more than the Premier League average, which is very impressive, very impressive. Goals per game, expected is 2.44, which is actually quite good as well. And we typically were getting 3 goals a game. Don't know why it's gone off like that. And the shots per game, 20 shots a game is incredible. Obviously, 50% of them are on target. So you're looking at 10 shots on target a game, which again, if you've got the players that can finish, you've got a very good chance of scoring 3 goals a game, as we have been doing. Cross completion is... It's not ideal, but this formation is not really about getting the ball into the box all the time. I tell the wingers to cut in. I'm more of a short passing, attractive football, getting into the box, more like that. Hence why the pass completion is on 90%, which is absolutely incredible. That's nearly flawless. Fouls, we do attract a lot of fouls in this formation. So obviously, set pieces are key. So if you've got a good set piece takers, make sure you put them on them, have some set in play. That is for sure. As for defending, obviously, we do concede roughly about a goal a game, which I did say it's difficult to keep a clean sheet, but you can easily outscore. Good tackles won ratio over 77%, which is great. Nearly 20 interceptions a game, which is fantastic. Nearly 40 clearances, and there are going to be fouls. I do tell the players to get stuck in. But that is what we've done with Manchester United. What I'm going to do now is, I've got 2 more saves which I tested this on. I'm going to go through them, talk about how we done with them, and then we're going to break down this entire tactic for you. Then went and done one with Borussia Dortmund. Obviously not favourites to win the Bundesliga by any means, and we just about beat the favourites in Bayern Munich in the first season. Again, no signings were made in this series at all. And as you can see here, the last few matches, 5 games were very, very important, including a 5-1 win against Bayern, which probably put us over the line. Again, high scoring season, because this formation is incredible. Obviously on this team, I had Haaland and he was an absolute machine. But what I'm trying to prove is you don't have to be the favourites for this formation. You can score goals, so it's just about going literally neck to neck with everyone, going at the throat and trying to outscore them. And what I'm going to do is we're going to have a quick scout through the results. So dominant friendlies, apart from this game here, which I don't know what happened. This is where I was, thinking about it, but we lost in the Super Cup to Bayern, but we still put 4 past them, as you can see there, but they just were a bit too strong for our back line. But starting in the Bundesliga, we did actually have a slightly ropier start in this compared to the Prem, which I thought would be the opposite way round, because obviously the Premier League is somewhat harder, but we had a slightly ropier start, but still, the goals were going in, apart from these 2 games here, which seem to be very weird. But we're talking like, 3 goals here, 4 goals there, 4 even there, 4 there, 2 there, 4, 3, 5. Goals are going in left, right and centre, they really are. And then we picked up a fine bit of form here. In December, we beat Bayern 5-4, which is an absolutely massive game. We'll see we've got the goals there. So Haaland actually got 4 goals that game, which is incredible. And Bellingham got the other. And then we beat Dynamo Kiev 3-1, 2-1 there, 3-0, 3-0. But if you just look as I go down here, you can see the amount of goals we're scoring. It's fantastic to see. We then go and beat Bielefeld 4-2. The Frankfurt loss was disappointing. Hoffenheim was disappointing. We then pick up a fantastic run of form here in February, where we actually managed to beat some very good teams in the likes of Gladbach, Liverpool. Liverpool was quite a clutch game, as you can see there. Convincing win there, convincing win there. We are getting more convincing wins. And obviously, as you go through the season, the players get more familiar with the tactics, so they explain some of the earlier results. As from this point onwards, we actually didn't lose too many games. I mean, this game here was a blowout, but it's Liverpool on this game. To be honest, if you're playing in the Champions League, you need to make some signings when it comes to Dortmund. That's all I'm going to say. Like with United, it's probably all right. If you don't have a PSG, this formation would easily be able to do that. But to be honest, Liverpool are a fantastic side on this game. They really are. And we did beat them in the first leg, so they are beatable. But as I said, this formation, I can't stress this enough. It's all about outscoring the opposition. It's perfect if you've got fantastic forward players, an attacking midfield, and also decent centre-backs. The better your centre-backs and the better your CDM, the better your clean sheet record will be. And obviously, the better your forwards are at finishing, the better this formation will work overall in general. We then finish off the season in a beautiful way. A 6-0 against Leipzig, a 5-1, a 4-0, a 5-1 against Bayern Munich away, a 7-0, a 4-0, and a 7-0. Granted, these three teams at the bottom here were pretty much, they weren't great teams. But, so that's another season that we've tested, which we've come out winners in the first season. We'll go into a little bit of the data hub and have a look. So in this one, again, as you can see, the 3-goal average again, expected goals is 2.8 in this one. Pass completion 90 again, and it's looking pretty similar when it comes to the data. But overall, it's fantastic, guys. It really is fantastic. Obviously, Dortmund are not favourites to win right off the bat. When you do a Dortmund save, you expect to have a season maybe where you finish second, and then or at least sign people to finish first. But this is strictly the Dortmund team. I've tested this tactic in one more league, which I'm now going to show you, and then I'm going to show you exactly how this formation works. And then I did one with a team as like PSG, and this is to prove a point of if you are the clear favourite. Say you are a player that likes to do a Football Manager save with the top team, a PSG, a Bayern, possibly an Ajax. Who else you got? Serie A is quite contested, but if you are a clear favourite in the division, this is what can happen. So we won the league clean sailing, goal difference incredible. Obviously, fantastic players in this team, that is for sure. Points 101 to second place is 85. We're going to go into the schedule here and take a look. A very sort of worrying start here in terms of friendlies. But then, as you can see here, we're talking 3-0, 7-5, 3-0, 5-2, 7-1 against Lille. Obviously, a tough team in this division. 5-1, 4-0, 3-1, 4-2, 2-0, 4-0, 5-1, 4-2. And in this formation, it probably averages a few more goals. Sorry, in this save, because it's got better attacking players. Obviously, you've got your Mbappes, your Neymars, your Messis. And it's honestly sensational. Like, the only loss here in the first sort of page is, a 1-goal deficit against Marseille, who are quite a good team. We're also doing it in the Champions League here, a 4-0, a 2-1, a 3-1, 4-1 against Atletico Madrid, a very resilient team. So the goals are quite easy to fly in this formation. They really are. And again, absolutely thumped Lille in the French Cup. Wolfsburg again in the Champions League. And I'm just showing you these just to show you the potential that you can build with this formation. 8-2 in that game. 8 goals. Obviously against quite a weak team. But honestly, this is such a good attacking formation. A 1-0 loss there to Rennes, which obviously is a bit of a shock. And we also drew to Juventus. We did beat Juventus, though. It looked like it went through to penalties there. And I'm just going to scroll down, because in this one, we actually also won the French, or the Copa de France final against Monaco in flawless fashion. We beat Chelsea in the finals of the Champions League convincingly over 2 legs, and we also beat Liverpool in the Champions League final. So the reason I've done this is to show you guys that if you are playing as a favourite or with such a team, it won't even be close. It is beautiful. It really is. Data Hub, let's have a little look. So this one is pretty much goals per game is getting on for 4 because of the increase of quality. Expected goals of 3. Obviously, shots on target at 50%, because I do tell them they do eventually just start to, shoot from not where they want exactly, but have a few pop shots here and there. Pass completion, I believe, is slightly higher as well, nearly 92%. Absolutely incredible. Defensively, also exactly 1 goal per game. Obviously, in this division, should be slightly less because there's less quality in the division. But as you can see, 3 saves, 3 seasons completed, all wins. Honestly, sensational. So I'm going to go in and show you the tactics. I'm going to leave a save file in here as well. But be sure to, test this out with your saves. And drop me a comment and leave a like right now and tell me exactly how you guys get on. So, this is the tactic. Just for my side, I've saved it as daily 3 at the back. You can rename it, do what you want. But in goal, we have, first off, it's technically a 3-3-2-2 is what I would call it. Because obviously you've got the 3 here, the 3 here, the 2, and the 2 up top. Positive mentality. What I'm going to do first is we're going to go over these things down here, like the in possession, in transition, out of possession. And then we're going to go over all the player roles for you guys. So, in possession, the attack and width is fairly wide because... One, I actually, I quite like to have width when I attack. I feel like, especially in leagues like the French league and the German league, a few teams do actually play narrow formations, so it works quite well. As for like playing out, I play out from the back line, play out from the defence, can go across any angle here on the pitch, just to give you options on the ball, but also maintain possession. The pass and directness is on shorter. Short, sweet, tiki-taka passes is what we're looking for. It really is. The tempo is extremely high, because when we've not got the ball, I want every player on that pitch to work for it and get the ball back. As for this part here, I leave all of this blank. Here is work ball into the box, because unless you desperately need a goal, turn this off, because then they won't be as, reluctant to get sort of a perfect goal. But working the ball into the box is fantastic with this formation, because you get so many opportunities to get goals. So why not make the opportunities perfect opportunities? So have that on. It really does help for sure. In transition, we've got the counter press going on. It's really important, the counter press, because, I want them to win the ball back. I need them to win the ball back. We've got the counter attack also when the ball has been won. So we're right at their necks. As soon as we get that ball back, fly, go, kill the game off. When we get the ball, distribute it quickly, because we are all about catching teams off guard. This formation, ideally, you want to get the first goal and do not stop. Keep going. Bang, 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 bang. Keep going. That's the key to this formation. As for the distribution around this area, he can distribute it to centre-backs or full-backs. I like to build it up. I don't really like to lump the ball up the pitch. So this here is key, because we get to maintain possession and we can build up quite well as well with the short passing. As for the distribution type, I don't like him to roll it out. Short kicks are fine. Obviously, maybe one of the fullbacks can be quite wide then, and it's a bit easy for the keeper to reach him. So the short kicks are very good in this formation, and it works well if you've got this on as well. Out of possession, as you can see, our line here, it is a slightly higher line, and it works very, very well. And I've also got the defensive width, as you pretty much are forcing the players to go inside. I quite like a wide defence, because the fullbacks then they don't get too separated, but they don't play all narrow and clustered. So it's very good. Like the right centre-back can push out to the right a little bit, and then, it's just a very good balance. Marking and tackling, I've got tighter marking, because obviously, if the opportunity arises and maybe they've got a spell of possession and we are pressing, not exactly, not everyone's going to be pressing at the same time necessarily. So the people that aren't, it's very good if we can man mark them and then maybe intercept the ball from man marking the player and get the ball back. I don't care how we get it back, as long as we get the ball back in our possession. The trigger press is on more often, because obviously, pressing this formation is one of the main things to it, and the tackling is get stuck in, because like I said, I'm not fussed about bookings for this formation. If you're using it and you think, cool, too many players are getting sent off, maybe turn it off. But for me, I didn't get too many red cards. I think I got like 1 in the season. So it's very, very good. Now, going back into it then. So these are the roles of the players. So we've got what I'll do is we've got a sweeper keeper, which is literally, he's just on take fewer risks. That is all that he's on. The sweeper keeper is quite good because obviously, because as you can tell, this is quite an attacking formation. If a ball does come over the top, he will come out and he'll pass it, distribute it quickly. So it's very good for this. The 3 centre-backs now, this depends on who you've got, but I'm pretty sure everyone can sort of fit their back line into this. The central one is a standard, no-nonsense, central defender with the instructions of tackle harder, the trigger press, because I want as many people pressing as I can, shorter passes on, and, you know, I leave these as they are and as they would be. Now, on the right and left side, now I've got these on ball playing because they should be looking to, you know, obviously pass into the midfield, but also they get wide in this formation, so they can pass the ball up. So if they're good with the ball at their feet, it's going to be better. Both of these have got the same instructions, so I'm going to show you one, and you can copy it. So they're ball-playing defenders on stopper, and the instructions, the trigger press, tackle harder, and just exactly like this. I don't tell them to stay wider, because they get wide anyway, and this is all it is for this on both of the centre-backs. Obviously, if you download this tactic, this will all be imported for you anyway. It should be. Double check. As for the midfielders, we've got a ball-winning midfielder, which is crucial to protect this back line here. A box-to-box midfielder, which is crucial because they get back and help here, and typically this player can also obviously help intercept any balls that sort of come down this side here, and the Metzala, which is to attack and to, you know, help the front 4 players. For the ball-winning midfielder, I'll go through. So he's on defend. The instructions, we've got him on, you know, trigger press is high. The short passing, I don't mess about with any of this. I don't tell him to get further forward because I don't want him to. And it's pretty basic, guys, to be honest, in terms of duties. It really is. For the box-to-box midfielder, on support role as well, we've got him on the short passing, the trigger press, tackle harder, because I want them to get stuck in, and take a few more risks, because this formation is, you know, it is about getting goals. So I tell them to take more risks because they then take riskier passes, so they might play a ball long occasionally, they might go attack them occasionally. It's just a more risky players, and because we've got this ball-winning midfielder, he can bail him out occasionally. So I like to score goals in this formation, hence why that's on. The Metzala we have is on the support role as well, and the instructions for him, the trigger press is on, and we have got him on short passing, get further forward and stay wider for that, because then he also does get a bit of width in this as well. And we've got him on the short passing as well, not direct, always short passing in this formation. If he does get a ball in the box, I've got it on centre, because, you know, we have got 2 strikers, so chances are it will connect with somebody, but it's not really about crossing this formation, hence why I've got this on as well. Cross less often, sorry. Take more risks, shoot less often, because he's more about creating, not about running up the pitch and taking a pop shot, and dribble more. Dribble at players, you know, annoy players. That's what you want from pretty much what I would describe as a cam player. Now, these two are exactly the same roles. Both inverted wingers, both attacks. We've got the trigger press on high. We have got them to stay wider, get further forward, and also with the cut inside here as well, because basically I want them to stay wide because we've not got fullbacks, so I want the width. I want them to always stay wide, because then it's easy for the left centre back or the right centre back to just pass the ball, sort of. I'll show you after this what I mean, and take more risks. And also these two are just left blank. But what I mean by that is, so if they stay wide, then it's easy for this player here to just easily have an option down the wing, which I did watch a couple games, and it's exactly what happened. Just always down the wing, there's always an option. And it's the same for this guy here. Same instructions, just on the different side. We now go forward to a deep lying forward, sort of the support for the attacking forward. I recommend perfect if you've got a player which is maybe more of a support striker, or you've got one clear favourite striker. So like in this one, PSG, and Mbappe's the best striker, Icardi's the support man. And then for this one, I've got the trigger press on. Roam from position's key, because I want him roaming in and around that area just to try and help create for the main man and the wingers. Shorter passing, dribble more, and these I've left blank so he's quite balanced. And also hold up the ball so he can hold it up and wait for runs for my next role, which is the attack and forward, which is where all your goals are going to be coming from, or a lot of them. He's on trigger press as well. Nothing's instructed here. And dribble more, shoot more often, and take more risks. Now, this formation, guys, is definitely worth a go. I know this has been a slightly long video to describe a formation, and maybe the next one I do, I'll just test it out on 1 or maybe possibly 2 seasons. But I see so many misleading titles where they say, you know, invincible and all stuff like this. Every formation has a weakness, so download this formation, guys, give it a go, but don't change it after 2-3 games. Let your players adapt to it. As you can see, even in this one, it got off to a rough start, or was that Dortmund? One of them got off to a rough start. It's not always clean game after clean game, but it's a very, very balanced formation. Probably more on the attacking spectrum of that, actually, but it's very, very good if you've got the players to do it. So I'm going to leave the FM file in the description. Then you can save yourself some time from copying these roles, and you can just pretty much copy my formation and give it a go. But I hope this has helped you guys. Please do let me know how you get on. Please do subscribe to this channel, guys, because I'm posting every single day. I'm also live streaming, and it means the world to me. Make sure you turn on notifications as well, and I'll see you guys in the next one.